If you've been using AI tools, you know that it's really good at solving problems if you lay the problem out well, but it's also really good at going down rabbit holes and generating some code that might not fit the design patterns that you'd prefer. So this is how you can use the AI native Python project in order to lay a foundation so that the AI tools get guided down the right path and have really high quality outputs. So we're going to start by looking at this AI native Python project, and we're going to see how we can get started. The first thing that we need to do is create an empty repository. So the normal way that you do that is github.com/new, and we'll make one right here. I've made one already for this project. It's a 100% empty project. The reason why I made it beforehand is because in my setup, I'm going to do Docker Hub releases. And so I needed to put some secrets in here, and I didn't want that on camera. So I've already set up these two secrets. That's all that I did after creating the repository. And so we're going to take this project name right here. We're going to go to Docker Hub, hub.docker.com, repository create, and we're going to create this exact same repository, right? And like I just showed over here, these secrets have access to push to this repository, and we're going to see how that actually works completely out of the box today with the paved road. So going back to the get started, we have to now go to a terminal and make sure that we have brew installed. So we'll go to which brew. You can see I've already got it installed. If you don't have that installed, you can just go to homebrew, brew.sh, and install it this way or however else you feel comfortable. Now that we have that done, we're going to make sure that we have UV. So we're going to run the brew install UV command. You'll see I already have that installed and up to date. And now we're going to initialize a project, right? So we're going to run this one command. We've already downloaded it before, and we need to make sure that the name is aligned with what we put over here. So we're just going to copy and paste that. We'll use the default slug and just make a really useful description. Let's see, what is our company name going to be? So we're doing this under John Ziola, so let's just call it John Ziola. And my domain is johnziola.com. We're going to go to, again, this is John Ziola right here, so we're going to put that as the GitHub org name. I will be the project owner. We're going to do Python 3.13. That's the default and the newest. Let's change this from the default to 2, which is yes. We're going to turn on Docker Hub. We're going to test that. We're going to make this a public project, and we're going to select the MIT license as well. So this is now generating and deploying a brand new project on our paved road, and there we go. It's all done. You can see there's a couple of notes after it's generated. One says that Docker Hub publishing was enabled, and we have to make sure that those secrets are there. We've already done that. And then environment configuration. If I go into this AI native Python demo, you can see we've got a whole bunch of files in here, and we've got this env.rc file. We've just got a placeholder there. For now, if you set a couple of placeholder environment variables, when you generate the project, it'll put those in there for you, but you also can see that that file is ignored, so it's not going to get checked in. You're not going to expose your secrets or anything like that. So there's a whole bunch of things that this project can do. Let's do a task init. That actually happens for you by default already when you generate the project, but that just sets everything up, including installing some pre-commit configurations. Let's go over to this repository, go back to the code, and you're going to see that we've got a whole bunch of code that was generated for us, right? We've got lock files and source code and tests, scripts, pipelines, templates, and we've got a whole bunch of MCP and AI tooling specific rules, right? So we have some cursor rules in here. We've got Copilot instructions right here. We have automated maintenance with Dependabot, and we've got Claude as well with additional ones coming in the future. So when I look at our commits, you'll see what happened was we generated the project, and it's running all of our tests and checks. It has multi-platform builds, so it's building on both ARM and AMD, and we have automated releasing. So you're going to see these green check marks continue to appear as the pipelines continue to run. So let's cut a release. So let's go over to actions, release, and we're going to create a new release off of the main branch. So I hit that button. Let's do a quick refresh. And we can see the release process happening as well. So what it's doing is finding out automatically if there were any commits between the last release and now. And if there were, it's parsing the title of those commits to identify if it was a breaking change, new features, or just patches. And it's automatically identifying the correct version. And it's going to push tags and releases and build artifacts and deploy them all with that correct information. You'll also notice that when we did this release, which is automatic, that it maintained all the documentation automatically. So we have this docker run command, which is version pinned, which is a good practice, but it's a bit laborious to maintain that all the time. The release workflow automatically updates that if it is cutting a new release. So let's go back over to our action. You see it on the create release, it identified that there was no release to do because there were no new changes since 010. So we're doing that there. But if we go back, we can see that it's actually building and releasing a Docker image. So not only is this a Docker image that works on AMD or ARM, it's what's called a multi-platform Docker image. And it builds and tags it with a variety of different tags, like the version and a timestamp, and it updates and maintains the latest tag as well. And you can see it is all done. So if we go back up to the summary, hit a quick refresh, there we go, all green checks. And if we go up here, there was nothing here before. If we do a refresh, there we go. So now we have 010, latest, and then the timestamp. And if you go over here, you can see it's what's called an image index, which means that if you're on an ARM system, like an M Mac, for instance, and you do a Docker run of this John Ziola demo repository, it's just going to work. It's going to pull down the correct one for you and run it. Same thing if you're on x86. You don't have to do anything different. You run the exact same command and it'll work. So let's do that. We'll go back over here and we're going to do a Docker run. Go back over to our terminal and let's just run it. I'm going to do a -- pull always to make sure that we're getting it from Docker Hub. And oh, we got a little typo here. Let's just replace this with that. And there we go. So we pulled it down, we ran it, and we've got a working project here. Not too bad. So now what you can do is you can open up Claude or whatever your favorite tools are. We're going to trust this because we just generated it. You could evaluate it more before you trust it. That's fine. And you say, add me a cool feature to this project. Whatever you'd like to do, you can start building it, and it's going to use the Claude MD. If you're using Cursor, it'll use the Cursor rules. Copilot will use the Copilot instructions, and it's going to know the right way to build and test features agentically in this project, and you can be sure that you've got automated tests and security scans, the ability to do releases, and a whole bunch more. So if we go back over here, you can see all of the features that we have in this project here, and there's even a few more that I didn't feel like making this list any longer, but you're welcome to dive through the code base and see all of the cool stuff that this does. So that's everything. Good luck vibing.